We have just seen these shows, The Gift of Winter and Witch's Night Out, which I've seen lately, but you hadn't seen them for how many years?
I don't know how many years, because
Well,
I know you sent them to me, and the last time I looked at The Gift of Winter, I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, right.
I looked at it, oh my God, this is awful, and I was embarrassed, and I put it away.
So I've done that too.
Right,
Yes.
but watching it today, I was actually charmed. I was
have
looking
found
at
the
what-
same thing.
Good.
It's what I was so ashamed of before, because it wasn't like Disney animation and stuff. you know.
Crisp, and yeah.
And all our animation friends thought it was crap.
Right.
But it's fresh and spontaneous and expressive, and it's. I was we were entertained. I was very amused at you, because
I was looking at it like I hadn't seen it before.
Well,
I mean, I had an attachment to it.
Yeah.
But I was laughing, and I was thinking how cute the characters were, and I loved the story, and I was really, really pleased. I got to tell you, I didn't remember that Malicious looked so awful.
Yeah, right.
Cracky hair and blah body. Blah. And I had never liked, I can do this later, but anyway, I'd never liked the transformation of Malicious in Witch's Night Out, because she had boobs and a figure and all, you know, she
Yeah,
had a
right.
gorgeous looking broad.
Yeah.
And I thought that was overdone, because all the others were still cartoony.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I never liked her. So I was prepared not to like her this time.
Uh-huh.
Just a ding-dong minute. I put a lot of effort into these.
But then I got my head around it, because it was winter time in The Gift of Winter. So
she had her
she had
fur
her
jacket
big
and
furry
everything.
fake fur thing on.
Yeah.
And so in the next one, it's the autumn and she doesn't have it on, so I was
Right.
able to live with that. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. The only animation I did in Witch's Night Out was the witch, and I did some of Bazooey, and I did a few extra characters. But Terry Godfrey did Malicious and Rotten, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Keith Ingham did Goodly and Nicely, I think.
Yeah.
Or they did two each kind
Yeah.
of thing, you know. And I used to say, cut loose, do it,
Right.
make her outrageous. You want to give her a big,
Boobs, I give her big boobs.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So finally, I think by the end, I had shaken them loose, so they were actually beginning to bring their drawings to life instead of beating them to death by getting them so correct and all the actions were just smooth and everything.
I didn't remember that, because I was busy with the backgrounds and the cell painters and heaven knows what else.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I didn't remember that part of it, but I think it looked very fluid and wonderful, and very much whatever you taught them and had them do worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember trying to persuade them to draw in ink on the cells instead of doing pencil drawings on paper to be transferred and copied onto cells, and all that stuff. I couldn't stand it. Just draw it, we'll paint it and shoot it,
But I love watching The Gift of Winter again. I love the looseness of the drawings and seeing the lines. It was like they'd just been drawn and filled in, and
Well,
away
it's
you went.
exactly what happened.
And I liked that quality.
Me
Whereas
too.
originally I thought, oh dear, we're not going anywhere with this,
Well, and we didn't, did we?
And we didn't.
No.
It was the wrong time.
Yeah. Now people think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
As I do, as we
I
did.
do too.
It's, I don't know what the change is, but it's a different time in the world and different perceptions. You look at something as scribbly and crazy as that, and it's kinda,
okay.
it's compelling.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's compelling is a good word for it.
Yeah.
So the other thing I had forgotten a little bit. I knew the drift of the story. I know it, like it's part of me. But there were little bits of it that I'd forgotten, and I actually laughed at those bits. So
Yeah, you did.
I did. I
Yeah.
mean, really, I didn't fake it. I laughed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Now, you're nicely.
No, I'm goodly.
Ah, yes. Then you're nicely.
Me? I'm rotten.
I'm small.
I'm confused.
Hello, confused. I'm Bazooey.
I'm confused.
I'm fed up.
Well, who's malicious?
She's malicious.
Are you sure?
No, I'm tender.
Oh, no. I mean, wait here until these forms are processed.
because I don't think anyone's more critical of our stuff than we have been. So I knew,
right, especially
for
me.
you to laugh spontaneously, I thought, whoa,
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah. The first time I saw Witch's Night Out, from start to finish, was a couple of years ago, and I hadn't seen it, for about 25 or 30 years,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, All the time believing that the shows were no good, and they were, my life had ended, and I changed my name, and
Right.
wow, to have it all come back now and be so uplifting and encouraging, and people like it. And
Yes.
they want to see it. Who knew? Yeah.
I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's really wonderful. And I found the ending of The Gift of Winter quite moving. Even though I knew what it was and so on.
Now, what point did it touch you emotionally? Do you remember?
The look on Winter's face when the kids are talking started it, but of course I knew the story.
Yeah, right.
So maybe
Yeah.
I was anticipating a bit.
Yeah.
And that first tear,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
really.
that's where it
Yeah.
started, and then all the
Yeah,
tears came. And so
I
on.
get it at that point also, but it's when Small says,
Oh,
even, does he have a mommy and daddy?
or even his mommy and daddy.
Yeah, or whatever it is.
You mean he doesn't have any friends? Well, gosh, nobody likes winter.
Yeah. I mean, how would you feel if nobody liked you?
Wow. Even mommy and daddy?
That stuff started to get me.
Yeah, and then we
another
cut
tear.
to Winter's very sad face.
The other thing I got such a kick out of were the way we had to do, because we couldn't afford sound effects and so on, all the tromp, tromp, tromp,
Oh.
and the door slamming.
Yeah,
which
right.
was- and there was one area where it wasn't necessary at all, but it made me giggle.
Yeah.
Someone went out and the door
The
slammed.
door slam.
So it was a slam.
Slam!
Yeah. Tromp, 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 and trudge, trudge, trudge.
But we did it purposely. We
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
we thought it would be fun.
Yeah,
You know, tromp,
we
yeah,
intended
yeah.
it to be
Yeah,
funny.
we did,
And when people looked at it and they, oh my God,
Step, 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 step.
people didn't respond very well to that,
Some people did. Some
Yeah.
people did. I remember showing it to a group way back, and some of them actually had tears in their eyes, and they said how wonderful it was. And they were being, some of them were artists. They could be critical if they wanted to.
Sure.
But I was so apologetic before I showed it to them. It was enough to dampen anyone's spirits.
Well,
Isn't that interesting?
we take this personally, don't we?
Of course.
We're Canadian, I guess that's.
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
But
It's,
the audacity coming from absolutely a little course at Sheridan College with Bill Matthews
Yeah,
and
right.
learning a bit, and you
Yeah.
took off with and loved it. I mean, we weren't experienced filmmakers and so on.
No.
We had to learn by the seat of our pants how to do animation. It was
Yeah.
just weird.
You remember when I did Evoloo,
Oh yeah.
and we're just, doing an oil painting, and clicking in between
Yeah.
brush strokes, and it won a bunch of awards.
Yes.
Which opened a lot of doors for us at the broadcast networks, and then people thought we were.
Yes, we're somebody.
People thought I knew something about animation. I didn't know anything about it. Well, I knew that if you made a drawing and then another drawing, and you flip them in between, it looks like it's moving.
That's right.
Oh, duh! I'll just do some more.
That's right.
Yeah, I used to start a scene. I would draw it, take a drawing, then I'd do the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and then when I got to the end, I stopped.
Yes.
And then, okay, shoot these, you know.
That's right. And
You're
leave
not
us poor
supposed-
background people.
You're not oh, well, yeah, no,
we
that's
talked
another
about
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not how you do animation. You do the first drawing, then you do the last one.
know.
Then you do one in the middle, and then you do more in-betweens, and smooth it all out and everything. Oh, really? Yeah, well, that didn't appeal to me.
No, and I think I love the way you did it. You know, you just made the thing move as you went along.
Yes. So the witch is flapping all over the place
Oh,
and dress
she's
and everything, you know.
wonderful. She's wonderful.
But it's sort of the character. I don't know.
But it has a life to it, John. That you know, there's a lot of good animation.
I
out
think
there.
I have to say
But
that
life drawing ability of yours, and to sense the movement and just draw it.
Yeah.
You know, freehand all the way along.
Yeah.
For myself and my crew, trying to get the backgrounds right
Yeah.
was hell on wheels.
I'm sure.
Because your characters came in and out and went over there and went over here and changed size and all this sort of
Field
stuff.
sizes.
Fields
and-
and everything had to be redone to get a background that fit with the face.
That's right.
But it
That's
was
right.
fun. It
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
It was a challenge and it worked.
Yeah. But you didn't pursue it. It wasn't you.
No, I wanted to move off into other directions. However,
Yeah.
I would have been happy to continue create stories to create. I would have loved to have continued to create stories. I thought we were wonderful at doing that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
we were.
to
we were good.
continue to oversee backgrounds.
Yeah.
So I wanted to pursue becoming a therapist,
Yeah.
but part-time, and I really loved the background, the story creation I loved.
Ah.
But we ran into trouble with Let's Play Grown-Ups. It wasn't my thing.
Yes.
I loved doing the stuff for kids, in a sense, for kids.
Ah.
You know,
Right.
and we tried a Valentine's special and we were working on it and beginning to map it out.
Yeah.
And we had ideas, but my idea was we kept the characters the same,
Right.
right?
Right.
And we kept doing these specials.
Right.
But then it grew into Let's Play Grown-Ups, which was an adult animation.
Right.
Which is nothing wrong with it if it had been different characters on the way
Uh-huh.
I saw it.
Right. Right.
Goodly, whither goest thou, goodly old darling? Thinking those profound thoughts? Oh, I can tell.
Reputation's malicious.
To keep those characters doing their thing and do Valentine's and Thanksgiving and heaven knows what.
Right.
Hanukkah, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But
Well, that gives me, you know, I'm going to pull you in on the Thanksgiving special then.
I would love to. I love the stories. I love the
Okay.
creation of the story. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to stand
Well, that's
second to
that's the fun part. Yes.
Yes, I only
That's
wanted
we,
to do the
that's we
fun
end
part.
up laughing with tears running down our face, you know.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So that was the story, and I was really sad not to be part of doing the part I loved.
Uh-huh.
And then having the time a couple of days a week to do the therapy stuff.
Yeah.
Perfectly happy, but
No,
it didn't
no,
work,
no,
and it was a different time, and you had a different vision
Yeah.
at that time in your life.
Yeah.
And you were right about adult animation.
Hell yes.
You were right. We should have
Oh.
used those characters.
Oh,
That's all.
oh,
Created new ones. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
But anyway, we didn't. So.
Yeah. No, oh boy. I remember showing the Valentine special at one of the big networks, and they said, no, this is adult. You
That's
know?
right.
And I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And they said, oh no, you know, you gotta be for little kids. It's animation. It's so.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I don't
oh.
know that was it. I think that the Gift of Winter and Witch's Night Out was a family film. Adults could enjoy
Yes.
this.
Oh yeah.
The adult humor. But it was definitely a kid's film.
Definitely. Yes.
But to take it then into the adult world with the same characters didn't fit. And maybe they weren't ready for adult animation. I can understand
No,
that.
they sure weren't. You know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you know what? I lost the argument years ago, and I will not argue it now. It's in the
I'm not-
past, my dear.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Absolutely in the
yeah.
past, but it
No.
just brings back memories of what
It sure
caused
does.
some of the difficulties. Sitting with me and
Yeah.
watching Witch's Night Out, what was your response?
I wished that it had looked more like The Gift of Winter. You know.
Oh, interesting. With the loose.
in the loose, quick style. I think it would, but the network would never have accepted that. And we were trying to improve. We were trying to be more acceptable,
Yes.
you know, and get past the sneers and the contempt that we were getting from some of our animation friends. I mean, people that we hired to help us work on the production.
Told us what to do.
Yeah,
You can't do it that way.
Yeah, right.
I remember that.
And it kind of ruined everything.
Yeah.
And because we had to systematize everything, and it got smoothed out,
Yeah.
and all the raggedness was taken away. And we just looked at The Gift of Winter a little while ago. Holy smokes, that's one of the charming aspects of it.
Absolutely. And I love even with Nicely, you know, you can, the cell painting isn't that great.
Yeah,
You can
right.
practically see through her head. But the drawing is so spontaneous and beautiful. That's really interesting. You know,
Yeah.
it really is, yeah.
Yeah, I retained a good deal of it with the Witch.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were spontaneous drawings. They were just ink on
Yep.
cell and no modifications. The Gift of Winter I did with pencil on frosted cell, remember?
Yes.
It was lightly frosted cells,
Oh, my God.
which caused people no end of problems at the lab, and they said it's all milky and it's frosty. And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, it was done on frosted cell. What do you expect? You know, frosted cell, you out of your mind?
I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we got all this misdirection, you know, because
Yeah.
we were so, I was very uncertain of what we were doing.
But you forged ahead. I had no idea what we were doing, but you know,
Yeah.
got my head behind it and did what I could.
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny. My gosh. So
let's
the
see.
first impression is that you kind of wish you'd stuck to that loose style.
Well, that's after
Yeah.
seeing it a few
Yes,
times.
there's a few
But
times.
I have to admit that the first time I saw it, and not having seen it for at least 25 years, and I had this big smile on my face. I said, holy smokes, this is kind of cool. You know, it's
Yeah.
a good show, it's entertaining, and what else matters?
That's right.
You know, if you can look at this and be entertained, we have achieved something.
The thing that impressed me about it was I was very pleased with the stories in both.
Yeah, me too.
I thought the story
Me
was
too.
simple and easy, and it worked
Yeah.
out beautifully, and one thing flowed to the next, and it was simple, and it filled a half hour or 20 minutes or whatever you get out of the half
Yeah,
hour.
yeah.
So I was very pleased with our story creating ability, because we did that together, and we
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
managed. We
Yeah.
would throw ideas back and
Oh,
forth,
we hammered it
laugh
out.
ourselves
Oh.
silly at some of the crazy ideas that came up, and then
Yeah.
kind of come down to something that would work. And
Yeah.
the dialogue was so much fun.
Yeah, 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 yeah.